everybody. I'm Sandy Modell, and I'm here at Holistic Hound Academy, and that's where I'm at as the owner of this place that we have here in Alexandria, where we teach people and dogs how to learn together, have fun together, play together, and today we just had a bunch of puppies in here for puppy socialization without the owners because we're practicing good social distancing. But the great news is that I'm here today representing the Association of Professional Dog Trainers. I'm on the board of the APDT, and I'm going to talk today about enrichment, canine enrichment. People might say, well, what is canine enrichment? Well, think about it this way. If you spent your day in your house with nothing to read, nothing on TV, nobody to talk to, that you'd find that pretty boring. And dogs have to work their brains, just like humans. And in particular, dogs wind up, when they're not working their brains, they wind up in trouble, usually. They get overstimulated, they start getting anxiety, they start barking, mainly because they haven't had enough physical but also mental stimulation. 10 to 15 minutes of mental stimulation is equal to a half-hour walk. And so it's really important that we work our dog's brains. I always say a dog's mind is a terrible thing to waste because these dogs and puppies need to work their brains. Just like humans do. So today, in talking about enrichment, I wanted to share with you, I have a table here that's filled with some enrichment toys. So enrichment could be things that you give to your puppy or play with your puppy to work their minds, stimulate their brains, problem solve, which is a big one. Puppies early on that learn problem-solving skills are going to become more confident as adults. Hi, Amy. I see you there. I see Lisa's watching. Thank you for coming on today and being here. I'm a little nervous. I don't do that many Facebook Lives, but now that I know you're there, I'll feel a lot more comfortable as I go through this. And we actually have a puppy here. I'm going to introduce you to Picard. Let's see what Picard's up to. Can Picard come out?
Picard can come out.
Good.
Hi, Picard. Let's go. He's still
Well, while he's just returning from a nap. He had a hard play session in our puppy socialization earlier today. Hi, Susie. Good to see you. So some little things which are pretty important, and you can make these. These are DIYs, do-it-yourselves. Or you can buy them. They do sell them, I know on Etsy, has some really nice ones. This is called a Snuffle Mat. And what you do with it is you fill this with nice treats, kibble. You can put part of your dog's food into these kinds of treat dispensing toys. And I do recommend using treat dispensing toys for part of your dog's eating. Only put a part of it in part of their food in their bowl. There is a philosophy, it's called ditch the bowl, where you don't put any in the bowl and everything is fed from your hand or from a toy. But some people like to use the bowl, and that's fine, but only put half. Only put half of the food in the bowl, and the other half you use for training, to stuff Snuffle Mats with. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you Picard. Maybe Picard can come up here. We have Jenny here. Jenny's helping me today. Some of you know Amy's watching. Amy Abel. How about that? So
my new puppy.
Yeah, new puppy is right here. I'm going to put this down a little bit so you can see Picard. That's Jenny's new Border Collie puppy. And he is going at this Snuffle Mat. This is working his brain. He's got to think about where the food is. He's got to look for it. He's foraging. which dogs in their natural state do all day long. They don't eat out of bowls twice a day. They forage for food and all day long. So in our world, when they're living in our homes, we tend to feed them like we eat, in bowls twice a day or 3 times a day. And it's much better if you don't put all that food in the bowl and instead let your dog work and use their brain on things such as a Snuffle Mat. This is another treat dispensing toy that we like. Let's see if I can show it. It's called a barnacle, and we can stuff more. Whoops! Are you okay? He was working so darn hard. He sort of went right off. But he's okay, because we have a nice rubber floor, and he landed very nicely. Oh, how old is he, Jenny?
He's 10 weeks
He's
old.
only 10 weeks old, so we got to be careful. We don't want him hurting himself. So I'm going to trade him out for the barnacle here. And as you can see, and we're not going to let that roll right off because then he'll go flying after it. But as you can see, he loves that as well. This is a Himalayan yak. Right there. We love Himalayan yaks. Himalayan yak can be your puppy's best friend, can be your best friend. It takes him a long time to eat it. Now he's trying to go run and hide somewhere to eat it. But I'm going to hold the other end so he doesn't go jumping off. This is a hard cheese type of product, and it takes them forever to eat all of it. So it's a great way to work their gums and their jaws, which is the other thing I didn't mention, is that puppies at his age are teething, and they're biting and nipping everything. And if you want your puppy to bite and nip less on you than on these kinds of things, you've got to have plenty of chew toys for them to work those jaws and work those gums. And when they get to be 6 to 8 months old, they've already, all their adult teeth have come in, but now they're a big teenager. Moving into teenage and adolescence, biology is actually telling them that they need to strengthen their jaws. So that's when the femur bone comes into play right here. And I can trade that out. And you can stuff it. You can stuff it. Right now it's empty, but you can certainly stuff it. I like these versus the ones that are already pre-filled, because you never know what's in them. I'm going to show you a couple of other things. You probably need a little peanut butter on this. You want to put a little peanut butter on this and I'll watch him?
Yeah.
These are other toys. It's just things that you can fill with little treats, and they have to work it and try to get the treats out. Here you would want a lot more room. You would want to have a lot more space for him to throw it around. And but it's a great, Kong makes some really nice stuff. The APDT website, by the way, has great resources on their resources page, and I would recommend checking that out to find not only things about enrichment, but other topics that you might find very helpful in raising a new puppy or a new rescue dog, or just your dog that you've had for a while, but now you're trying to find some more things for them to do, especially during this pandemic when you're home with them all day. It's really difficult for some people trying to work from home, and their dogs are like, hey, play with me. And so these kinds of enrichment toys really help. This is called a Mat, and you can get this on Amazon or other places, but the great thing about this is, I'm going to put it down, it actually helps to soothe the puppies and dogs. Hi, Kim. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. It's actually a soothing because they're licking. And so for a puppy that's worried about being in their crate or a little bit overwhelmed by things, this is a Mat is a great way to get your puppy a little bit calmer and reduce any anxiety that they might have. He's really going after the Mat, and of course all of these toys should be supervised at all times. I love this. Is a Bobble-Lot. I think this is one of my dog's favorite toys. What I like about it is you fill it up, it's got a hole there, and you fill it up. But the window is amazing because by having a window, you can make it bigger or smaller depending on the treats. Of course, you only want a couple to come out. You don't want 5 or 6 treats falling out because that will go too quickly. Try to get 1 or 2 or 3 treats at a time to come out. And of course, just having squeaky toys and things that are exciting to puppies and dogs to play with. Those are all part of enrichment. This is not real, by the way. It does sort of look like it's real, but it's not. Tugging. Tugging with your dog is an amazing game that you can play because I turn it into training opportunities where I'm working with the dog on teaching drop as well as, and he might be a little young for the tug, but I'm sure he likes to play tug.
He tugs.
Yes. Whoa, yeah, there we go. There we go. It's much better when you play with your puppies and dogs and not just throw a toy down for them, unless you're busy and you need to do your work, and then that's where those Snuffle Mats and stuff. So this is really cool because he's, make sure he doesn't fall off the climbs that he's on. Good. So I'm letting him do all the work because, first of all, his jaws are not very strong, so I'm not interested in pulling him. I just want him to start playing and wearing himself out with this. And now I'm going to say, drop. And that way he's learning that sometimes he has to let it go. Okay, take it. Good. Take it. And then if he wants it back, then I ask him for a good behavior or I wait for a good behavior. That's even better. Don't even ask for the behavior. Just wait for your puppy to sit or lay down. If they're jumping on you, they don't get it. That's all. All right, so I'm going to show you a great little toy. We want to put him on the floor for this, and we'll see if we can push this down. Let's see. Yeah. Here. Right. So this is called a flirt pole. It's like a big cat toy. Actually, what I'll do, give us a second here. We're going to put it back up. Yeah, I'm just going to do it up here so he can see it. Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you're here. We're playing with the card. And I'm also going to get okay. Take this out of the way for a minute. There we go. So this is a flirt pole, and it squeaks. Good. Yeah. Whoa. Look at that. Look at that. Woo. Good. Again, letting him do most of the work, but I can also. Oh, not on camera. Am I in? Nope. Come back. Here we are. Yay. There we go. Good. Oh, good job. So he dropped it, and now it's mine. Do you want it back? And it's mine not because I'm a big alpha, but I want to have a teaching moment that in order to get the toy back, he has to be calm and offer a nice behavior. The card. Good. So that's not a nice behavior. So we wait. See, I didn't yell at him or anything. You want this? Good boy. Can you see it? Yes, there he goes. Okay, then it's his again. Whee! Wow, good boy. Good. So that's, we don't drag the dog. We don't spin them around in the air or anything of that move them with the toy, so move them, see how he's having a hard time going around. Getting your puppy to learn how to move around, getting some body awareness can be really helpful. So you can use toys to help build body awareness in your dogs. Just a couple of other things. I don't want to take up all the afternoon, but I'm going to come back here and sit for a second so you can see me.
He's going to go out to pee.
So don't forget, training is enrichment. Training and using training as part of enrichment, shaping behaviors, working with your dog on shaping to go to a mat, working with your dog on shaping to do 100 things in a box. There's a lot of good training that you can do with shaping behaviors. Your dog or puppy will be exhausted after you do some shaping work with them. So flirt poles, lick-a-mats, bobble-lots, bully sticks, woo, braided. They last a long time. Yak, Himalayan yaks. I'm gonna pull this table over, see if there's anything else. If anybody has any questions, feel free to type it in. Oh, I see one. Thoughts about when we return for work. Will our dogs be stressed by us leaving? Oh, Amy, what a great question. We are so worried about that exact issue, is that we are telling our clients, and have been telling our clients for about a month now, if not more, twice a day for a half hour, or 4 times a day for 15 minutes, go somewhere without your dog. It's really going to be important. Believe me, I love business, love getting business, but I don't want to start getting the calls that I'm going back to work and my dog has severe separation anxiety. And believe me, I do think that that's what's going to happen to some dogs. Now, some dogs are resilient, you know? My owner's here, my owner's not here, no big deal. But dogs are animals of routine. And we have upended their routine significantly during this pandemic. And we're home, the kids are home, everybody's home. Woohoo! Unfortunately, at some point, everybody's going to go back to work and back to school. Luckily, it sounds like it's going to be more of a phased-in approach, which is good. But I would start right now. Even if you don't think you're going to be going back to the office until July, or your kids aren't going to go back to school until September, start right now leaving your puppy, and not just in another room. You really do. They know you're there. You have to get away. Go for a walk without your dog. Go for a ride in the car. You know, it's challenging because a lot of things aren't open, but like here in Alexandria, you can take a drive on the Parkway, the George Washington Parkway. You can go out to Mount Vernon and take a walk. Just walk around. I would recommend that highly. And Amy, that's a great question. Some dogs are really stressed that we're home because dogs need 18 to 20 hours of sleep a day, and boy, they're probably not getting that. So I'm sure some of you have found that your dogs their anxiety has increased, or they're barking more, or they're nervous more, or they're just more over the top. So training, even though we're in a pandemic and training isn't on the top of your list right now, I would say make it a priority to do some level of training with your puppies and dogs every day, because 10 or 15 minutes of mental stimulation is equal to a half-hour walk. So we still want to do the walk, don't exchange it for a walk, but add to it about a half hour, 10 or 15 minutes of mental stimulation with these toys, treat dispensing toys, food puzzles, nose work. Woohoo! I play with my dog every day, Jack. He loves nose games. So he has learned, and this is a great training opportunity as well, where you can put, have your dog ask them for a sit or a down stay on their mat, and then you eventually go off to hide some treats, 3 to 5 treats. You start easy with just putting them out in front of your dog. And now, of course, they have to have a good stay. So that's another thing you can work on is a down stay. And then little by little, once they get used to seeing the treats at a distance, 3 or 5 treats, you can then move them to different locations. And then you come back to your dog and you say to them, go search or go find. And boy, my dog takes off searching for those treats. And he gets them all the time. And of course, you follow him and mark the behavior. When he does, right before he's going to grab that cookie off the behind the leg of the sofa, mark it, yes, or you can click, and then give him, then he gets his treat that way. Do 2 or 3 rounds of nose games, and on a rainy day, do 4 or 5. You can also do it outside in your yard. You can do nose games in your yard. So I'm seeing if there's any other questions. I don't want, oh, Heidi's watching. Look, everybody's here, Debbie. Yay, dog walkers. Excellent, excellent. Let's see if I left anything out. Oh, hide and seek. So one thing to hide the treats, but another thing to play hide and seek with your dog. Either in the house, go to a different room. If you're just starting out, don't go in the attic and shut the door, okay? That's a little bit much. Start easy. Always when you're working with your dog on stuff, start easy and build it and make it more complex. Hi, AD Journey. Good seeing you. Although I can't see you, but you can see me. I guess a term's been termed sniffari walk, right? Sniffari. You know, the old-fashioned trainers, punishment trainers, would tell their clients, don't talk to your dog while you're walking, and don't let him sniff. Oh my God, right? That's really a big part of what they should be doing. Now, I don't let my dog pull me to sniff, but sniffing is all about checking their pee mail. Do you know a dog that when your dog sniffs another dog's pee, they know what sex of the dog was there before them. They know what the dog's eaten for breakfast or dinner. There's a lot of information that they get from their sniffari walking. So let them sniff. Now, of course, at some point you gotta say, okay, let's go. But give them time to sniff. It's a great enrichment. Are there going to be more of the sessions? Wayne, I hope so, because I love doing these. I'll do some more, but I'm sure all of the board members of APDT have wanted to do these, and we're doing them now. So give us your ideas. Send us a note through the APDT website or through Facebook. Let us know what you're interested in, because we are here for you. We are here together, and for our members, we want to make sure that we're meeting your needs, especially during, at all times, but in particular right now, we know that we're all going through a lot of different things right now with our businesses and you know, in our communities. So APDT is here to help you and to be part of solving these issues for dog trainers and be part of this community and working with other organizations as well. So, of course, you can throw out a small pool, a kiddie pool, and you can fill it up with balls. That's always a good one. Or you can toss treats in it. My boy would rather I put water in it so he can lay in it. So that's enrichment, right? Trick training. We're getting ready to start a tricks class, which is actually online. And so no matter where you are in the world, you can sign up for our tricks and titling class, where you can get we're going to get you ready to take your novice tricks title. So check out our website at holistichound.com. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to promote myself, but I can promote my business. I just did, and then I won't say anything more about it. But I want to promote APDT because APDT is an amazing organization. If you're not a member of APDT, you should please sign on and become a member. We really are working hard to help our dog training community and help the industry continue to further along and progress and evolve. We don't want any trainer telling a client not to let their dog sniff. Oy, terrible. Snuffle mats. I think I've covered everything. Fitness training, love fitness training. We have the climbs. I'm sitting on a couple of climbs right now. We use them to build confidence in dogs, to work the dog's brains. We just had 8 puppies in here a little while ago, and we were getting all of them. There was some that were pretty timid, and boy, we got them on those climbs, not high for puppies, but we got them working on our fitness equipment, our discs, Fit Paws, Toto Fit, and of course the climbs are amazing pieces of equipment. And again, that's also things that you can make at home, as well as we like check it out stations for puppies, where we hang things. Actually, I'll show you. Show you this, and then I have to wrap up. I know I'm probably taking on too long, but that's a check it out station back there. And what that is, it's PVC pipe, and it's oh, hi Jenny. Everything's backwards. See, I did the right thing, and I did the turnaround of the logo and everything, so you wouldn't be reading it backwards. That's what you're supposed to do, I hear. Except everything's opposite. Everything's on the other side, which makes it a little hard. But the Check It Out station is a wonderful, it's not only for puppies actually, we use it for dogs that are a little timid, that need confidence, and we want puppies not to be afraid to go up to novel objects. You know, so that's what that Check It Out station is. We have novel objects hanging from it, everything from muffin tins to paint brushes to toys. And we teach the puppy how to check things out. And then they get really bold about it. They're like, oh, I'll check it out, right? So we love Check It Out stations, and that is another form of enrichment. I mean, I could go on for like the entire day about enrichment, but I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for for tuning in, and thank you APDT for hosting this, and just let us know if you need any help. We want to make sure that we can help you today as well as tomorrow. So, and thank you Picard, that cute little puppy, 10 weeks old, and he loves enrichment, because all dogs will. So get started with your enrichment, start making your snuffle mats. They're not very hard. They're not hard, you can do it yourself. Love snuffle mats, and love the yak, Himalayan yak. So, and the Bottle-Lot, don't forget. Great toy, great treat dispensing toy. Stay safe and stay healthy, and hope to see you all again soon. Take care, bye now.